tonight is going to be fielder number 41, Logan Booth. And pitching number 9, Jack Pierce. Your umpires for this game on the first, David Lee. At first base, Mr. Ed Ottoman. And at third, Laura McMillan.
Good evening, ISC fastball fans, and welcome back inside JDT First Energy Veterans Memorial Fields. You're about to fly inside the gate where we're hosting this year's 2026 ISC World Tournament. I'm Blair Setford with you on the ISC Network and Softball Premier TV. We're only about 10 minutes behind schedule, which at this time of the day is a minor miracle. Another beautiful day here in Chippewa of the Thames First Nation. First time we've hosted the ISC World Tournament on native territory. Happy to be here. And here's your batting lineup tonight for the Kegel Black. Himmlinger lead things off. Check Jeff Lewis. Tyler Damon's in the cleanup spot. Tyler Bluey, Sam Neiman, Mark Lewis, BJ Golick, Logan Boom. These guys had a bit of a runaway win the other night to set themselves up to get into this game. Defensively for the Drillers, there you see the lineup: Solorio, Migliavacchia, and Makia around the horn. On the infield, it's Milheim, Shaw, Yasumi, and Anoka. Wimamata back on the board for the Drillers. And as always, Juan Zara behind the plate. David Diaz is a designated player for the Drillers. Tonight from Christiansburg, Virginia, Kegel Black Knights out of Fargo, North Dakota. All-American matchup here this evening in this one. 82, some early zip from Huemo Mata. Has all the pitches. Will work in the change. Primarily the drop. If he can get guys swinging at the rise ball, he will work that pitch a fair bit. For Kegel Black Knights, that's going to be one of the keys, is to lay off of the Huemo Mata rise ball to make him throw strikes. Get deep into counts. Huemo Mata noted in his early years for his stamina, for being able to throw 150, 160 pitches in a game. We haven't seen that Huemo Mata in a couple of years now. Not saying he can't do it, but he does not do it like he used to. Falling behind Kimlinger and a 4-pitch walk to, no, it was not a 4-pitch walk. Oh my goodness. So let the umpire call the game.
Hey, don't help him, Nick. Don't help him here. Be ready. Come on, one pitch, one spot.
And that one is in for a strike. So 3-2. Kimlinger at least seeing some pitches for the Kegel Black Knights. And chases downstairs. There you go. Chasing and a strikeout. Thought he had worked the walk. And Frank Kimlinger instead down on strikes.
Left fielder number 2, Tom Tuck.
Tom check to the dish. And he fouls this one off. They're going to ask, did he go around? No, says Laura McMillan, and certainly not from this vantage point. Kegel with that solid win the other night, 7-3 over JDT to get into this game from Sunday. Tom Check was 1 for 2 in that game, worked 2 walks and scored twice. Been mostly an overcast day here in Chippewa of the Thames. The sun is just trying to burn through the haze. Check fouls that off. Both of these teams 2-0 coming into this game. Kegel 4-0 winners over the Pegasus Redmen, and then that 7-3 win over JDT. For the Drillers, 10-0 over Sebringville Sting. 2 Hopper out to second, and that is your first look at Yasumi Kotaro. He's a late addition to the Drillers. Rogelio Sequeira, his Canadian visa expired and had to return home to Venezuela. Kotaro on the Japanese national team and a great fit here for the Drillers on the right side of the infield. He's actually going to hit leadoff tonight for the Drillers as well. Sequeira had been having a terrific season, so that was a blow, but this pipeline to Japan keeps expanding ever more. Georgian Bay Giants in particular have got some terrific Japanese ball players on their squad. 2 nights ago, Taiga Onishi throwing a terrific game at the Hill United Chiefs. And you saw the catch made off the bat of Blake Hunter by Ryuji Okawa at short. What a magnificent play. Go back and watch that game. Hill United, Georgian Bay Giants, the bottom of the 4th inning. Blake Hunter hits a ball on the screws about as hard as you can hit a ball. And Ryuji Okawa makes a leaping grab. Unbelievable play. So Jeff Lewis at the plate. Jeff been one of the leading hitters, if not the leading hitter for this Kegel Black Knights squad over the last few years. Just 1 for 4 the other night, but it was a double, and he came in to score as Kegel would score 3 in the 4th and then 4 in the 5th to salt that one away against JDT. And another base hit here for Jeff Lewis. He goes the opposite way through the 5.5 hole, and a 2-out single for the 3-batter in the lineup for Kegel Black Knights. Good bit of hitting by Jeff Lewis. You'd hear this pitch on the outside corner. And just slashes that the opposite way for a base hit. Tyler Damon had a big night against JDT on Sunday. 2 for 4, but a 2 RBI triple along with an RBI single and 2 runs scored. Real productive night for Tyler Damon. Swinging a quick foul back here. Fargo won a pair of tournaments this year. Fargo, of course, the Kegel Black Knights won a pair of tournaments this year. The Walcott Invitational at the end of June. The Jack Grafmeyer down in Kimberly, Wisconsin in early June. And then in July, they played in the Bristol Progress Days tournament in Bristol, Wisconsin. They were undefeated in the tournament and had a berth in the championship game, but due to a conflict with travel times, couldn't stay and play the championship game. But it's been a good season for Kegel. Mata up to 17 pitches. You see that down in the bottom left of the scorebug, right beside the count. And that just misses upstairs. And pitch count already here in the first, just creeping up a little bit higher. Ideally, says Joe Todd, you'd like to keep that around 14, 15 pitches per inning. Long look in from Mata. And chases upstairs and able to hang on to that foul tip is Juan Zara. So a pair of strikeouts here in the top of the first. A 2-out base hit is stranded. We'll go to the home half with the Northeast Drillers set to come to the plate.
And then first for Kegel, no run.
At Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Welcome back to JDT First Energy Veterans Memorial Fields. Blair Setford with you on Softball Premier TV. There's a look at the Drillers batting lineup. Up and down, this lineup is so solid. Kotaro Yasumi at the top. Teo Migliavaca moves down one. Keep an eye on Riley Macchia, Thomas Anoka, Jordan Solorio, all of them hitting the ball very well. Juan Zara has had a very good season behind the plate. David Diaz, the newcomer from the Mexican U23 team, and then Zach Shaw in the 9 spot for the Drillers here this evening. Defensively for the Kegel Black Knights, there you see it, Tom Chet, Logan Boom, Frank Kimlinger, and then Tyler Damon, Sam Neiman, Mike Lewis, Jeff Lewis on the right side. Zach Pierce is back out on the board for Kegel tonight. Zippy, as he's known, and zips in a strike here in the bottom of the first. Taro Yasumi. Singleton scored in their opener against the Sebringville Sting, and then in the Drillers' 11-4 win. Here's a ground out. So down 4-3.
With one out, the batter will be the center fielder.
Had 3 walks, did Yasumi, in that game, just to finish the story. Teo Migliavaca, as always, in the middle of the offense for this team. Picked up an RBI in the game against the Redmen. Pierce typically works very quickly. He will get the ball back from the catcher, Booley. He will take a little bit of a stroll, usually gets to the back of the circle. You see it right there, and then right back on the board. Doesn't waste a lot of time. Igliavaca trying a bunt attempt, and he certainly got the wheels to do that. Always had top speed. Almost exclusively plays center field, but when the time comes, he'll go behind the plate. This one, sky high on the infield. Neiman backpedaling a little bit and then having to range back over to his left to come down with that one. And Blaine Milheim now to the plate.
Will be the third baseman, number 0, Milheim.
On the season, Blaine batting a lofty .375 for the Drillers. Just a couple of home runs for these Drillers. This team has undergone a couple of name changes in the last 5 years post-pandemic. They were the Kitchener-Hallman Twins in 2022 when they won the ISC World Tournament. There was a Niagara Stompers iteration for a season. And then the NorthEast Drillers name actually was resurrected by Coach Ron Hackett. He and wife Amy, along with Brad Thompson, Doug Eit, the staff on the Drillers. This one, Blaine tries to reach out and poke it down to right field. That goes fouled over the fence in that VIP deck. Nobody in the VIP deck tonight. That was quite popular on the weekend. It's such a big park here. There's only the two diamonds, but it's a big space. And there's lots of people who also are sitting in pavilions, taking in games. I will say there's not a lot of shade here other than under the pavilions. That's what they're there for. But, I mean, it's a brand new facility, so there's not a lot of large shade trees or anything like that. There will be, given time over the years. And it is quite warm sitting in the stands. So kudos to those who are gutting out the weather. It's been very warm and humid here this week in southwestern Ontario. A gorgeous day today, though. Just a little foul off. Might have got a bite out of the hand just a little bit on Blaine Milheim, but mostly off the handle of the bat. Two balls, two strikes to Milheim. Trying to see if, like the Kegel Knights, can put a two-out base runner aboard, and then you bring up Riley Macchia. And he is always dangerous. The second he gets in the box, he's in scoring position. Milheim again reaches out and just pokes this one foul. Pierce. Milheim gets into this one, deep left field, and that one is gone. Blaine Milheim got something choice and steps into it and drills this to left. It is a deep park here at JDT. We'll watch the replay as you'll see Milheim. Yeah, center cut just maybe a bit inside, and he turned on it, and that went off the railing, I think the top railing of the grandstands in behind that left field fence. Riley Macchia will try to make it back-to-back here for the Drillers. You were watching from the U.S. National Tournament last weekend on Sunday. The Drillers facing off against the Bear Creek Express. All the scoring in that one actually was all in the first inning, but Express got one on the top of the first. Pretty sure it was Milheim who was aboard, and Riley Macchia launched one, and that was it. It was all the scoring that happened in that game. Drillers put up a valiant fight against the Bear Creek Gremlins in the championship game, but the Gremlins ultimately prevailing for their 11th national championship in extra innings. It's after the rise ball and can't get on to that one. That usually is Pierce's best pitch. If he can elevate that pitch, started at the letters and get it up and out of the zone, but that one up and in to Riley Macchia. So a little two-out action here for the Drillers. Blaine Milheim home run followed by a walk to Riley Macchia, and that will bring up Thomas Anoka. Thomas, last year's ISC batting champion, 545 average, I think it was. Had himself a terrific tournament for the Drillers. They finished third at North Mankato last year. That misses downstairs. Thomas is into, gosh, it's got to be his 12th, 13th, maybe even 14th World Tournament. This one was fouled back out of play. Came over very young and got his start with the Dolan and Murphy team from Aurora, Illinois. Called a strike on the outside corner. Thomas played a couple of years for Pennsylvania Power. Spent, I think, 3 years with the Toronto Gators, culminating in a ISC World Championship in 2016. That one misses downstairs. Since then, there was a stint with the Hill United Chiefs for a year. And then mostly with this Twins and Drillers organization. That one's in ball four. It may have been a stop in there that I've missed, but that covers most of Tom's jerseys. So after getting through Yasumi and Migliavaca pretty quickly, the Milheim home run, and now back-to-back walks to Macchia and Anoka, that will bring up Jordan Solorio, rising superstar from Mexico. Solorio fouls this one off. Just missed that one, did Jordan Solorio. Solorio batting .307 on the season. The Drillers played a very competitive schedule in the Canada East qualifier in Mitchell, Ontario. After that, they played the Chiefs Challenge, then went to the Kitchener-Hallman Memorial in Kitchener, obviously. From there, it was the Cephas Roth Tournament in Tavistock, Ontario. Played in the championship game in Ashland. Had a very competitive season. You know, this tournament circuit that we were blessed with here in Ontario. Solorio lifts this one out to right. Settling under that is Kimlinger. He'll make the grab. Blaine Milheim supplies the home run to get the Northeast Drillers out to a 1-0 lead through one complete. The Drillers strand two in the bottom of the first. We'll go to the home half of the second. We'll look to pick the pace up a little bit here on this one as well.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data, and they know it. With Armitage Technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
Mata just finishing up the last of his warm-up tosses for the Northeast Drillers. It's a rise ball at the end. Zara just so smooth behind the plate with the throw down to second. Tyler Booley. I have to think with the pending retirement of Nick Mullins from the U.S. national team, Tyler Booley might be a candidate to step into that role. First pitch, quick ground ball down to Thomas Anoka, and just that quick, Tyler Booley is down. First out of the inning, top of the second. Sam Neiman now to the plate. Sam had an RBI single in the game against JDT on Sunday night. That was sandwiched around a couple of strikeouts, but some real good defensive work from Sam Neiman contributing in the game against JDT as well. Very solid at short. Mata working on the footwork a little bit. You'll see the familiar arm shake as he gets the sign from Zara. We haven't heard any of the grunt yet from Huemo Mata. That usually gets reserved for the higher leverage situations. I've always said that the volume goes up and so does the velocity. There's a strike at the letters. Zip that one in at 80. Our blue crew tonight behind the plate is David Lee from Chesterfield, Missouri, Ed Otterman, Kitchener, Ontario, and Laura McMillan from Penticton, British Columbia. Called strike three. Neiman down on strikes, caught looking. That is the third of the game for Waymo Mata. Had two in the first.
Second baseman, number 7, Lewis.
Matias Echeverres is up in the bullpen for the Drillers. He's throwing quickly and hard. And certainly haven't seen anything from Waymo Mata that would suggest he would need to come out. Unless he's nursing something that clearly they haven't told us about over here on the broadcast side. But Mata, if you do recall, back to the championship game in the U.S. Nationals about a week and a half ago now, 6 strong innings against the Gremlins, gave them everything they could handle. And in the 6th, there was a ground ball over by the first base side. A bit of an off-balance throw from Mata and ended up going down the right field line. But I think maybe he might have tweaked something on that play because he came out shortly afterwards. Mata just 1 2/3 against the Oswegan Redmen yesterday, and he came out with his team trailing, I think at the time, 3-1. So they did not play yesterday, so he's had some time to rest. This one's lifted up, and that goes foul on the other side of the fence. So Mata back to the board. Mike Lewis at the dish. Lewis family does a lot for this team. John Lewis, the coach now. Jeff hits in the 3 spot, Mike in the 7 hole. And together they keep this team running. Jim Harms stepping into the sponsorship role this year for the Kegel team. Just inside from Mata, saw David Lee give the look off to his left. Two and two. Lewis had a walk in the game on Sunday. The chase is here, and Mata picks up his 4th strikeout of the night. Nothing across for the Kegel Black Knights in the top of the 2nd. We'll go to the home half. NorthEast Drillers. They're out in front, 1-0 on a solo home run by Blaine Milheim. The early evening game here on day 4 at the 2026 ISC World Tournament on Softball Premier TV and the ISC Network.
A metal roof lasts a lifetime. Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles. Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere in Southern Ontario. Because when you trust Metal Roof Outlet with your roof replacement, it may be the last time you ever replace your roof.
Catcher number 6, 1-0.
For the Drillers, Juan Zera, David Diaz, and Zach Shaw, 7, 8, 9. And first pitch from Zach Pierce. Looked like he lost his balance a little bit. Took a look back at the landing zone. Didn't go do any landscaping. See, a lot of guys will rush to make sure that that landing area is nice and smooth. But Pierce content with what he's got. Just misses outside. And again, opening up with a 4-pitch walk.
Number 34, David Diaz.
So here's David Diaz. Got to see David up close at the Mexico team at the U23 World Cup in the spring. I really like the way this guy approaches hitting. Very solid fundamentally, as you just see, puts down a really good bunt, and that is how you do it. Just catch the ball. A real nice play by Diaz. Excellent fundamentals. Joe Todd is cheering somewhere back in London. Zach Shaw's had some big shoes to fill this year. He's moved over from second to short and has taken over from Cam Schiller. Cam retired at the end of last year, and boy, what a career he had. Probably didn't end quite the way that he wanted it, but just outstanding offensively and defensively over a 10-year period for Cam Schiller. Zach Shaw has been terrific moving over to short. This one is lifted high in the air. Short center, and coming in to make that grab is Logan Boom. Logan, a second-generation player. So 2 out. We'll go back to the top of the shop for Kotaro Yasumi. And Shaw will come run for Juan Zera on the 2-out catcher replacement rule. Had a healthy cut, fouls this one back over the screen. I ended up walking over to the diamond kind of half in the midst of the Drillers. I had talked to a couple of the guys, and then I got a note on my phone. I looked down, and I must have mumbled something to myself because Yasumi turned to me, and he looked at me, and he smiled, and he said, "Sorry, no speak English." I had to say, "Nope, sorry, that was just me." But it was great to see. If you've watched opening ceremonies and you've been with us over the years, you will see players of different nationalities from different teams from the same nationality from different teams will all get together and take a group photo. And for years there was 30, 40, 50 Kiwis. There's been a lot of Argentine players over the last several years. But there was a group the last couple of years from Japan, and it was a little bigger by one with the addition of Kotaro Yasumi. He goes down on strikes here. The walk to Juan Zara. No damage, and a real good shutdown inning there from Zach Pierce and the Kegel Black Knights. We'll go to the top of the third. The Drillers leading by 1.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Mattios. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Well, there's a look at some of the souvenirs. I don't see any suits from Mr. Ned hanging in the souvenir gardens, but certainly lots of fine stuff on offer. See some of the Legends stuff that's made its way in. The Legends stuff, there's game 1 of the Legends tournament starts tonight, and then that will kick off in force tomorrow. 15 Legends teams here. And if you're just joining us, if this is your first ISC World Tournament, Legends is the 50 and over division. The stars of yesteryear getting together for some fun and competition. If you were a fan of the New Zealand Black Sox in the early 2000s, I'm thinking the Marty Grant years with Jared Martin and Patrick Shannon and Brad Rona. Well, you will want to turn into the Legends division and take a peek at the Canada Maccabi team. All of those guys, and maybe even more, will be making a Legends appearance. Patty Shannon has been in the Legends, just picked up where he left off. I think he hit the first pitch that he saw for a home run, if I'm not mistaken. Some things never change with Patty Shannon. Jared Martin, he and Jared Martin had a blast playing Legends last year. They recruited Brad Rona into it, and that is just going to be a sight to see for those guys in Legends. Looking forward to reconnecting with them. Saw Patty and Jared this morning at breakfast in the host hotel. You might be able to see those guys on the stream from the Glencoe Diamond. A lot of the Legends games will be down at the Glencoe Diamond, but there is streaming there. There's full production and commentary with Softball Premier TV on Glencoe 1. A swing and a miss here by BJ Gullick leading off the third. And then there's single camera coverage on the second diamond from Glencoe. Logan Boom to the plate. Logan 1 for 3 on Sunday, singled and scored. Chases the rise ball here. And it's great to see how some of the, these players of yesteryear, we went through the 1990s, the Toronto Gators, 10 years ago at Legends, and 14 and 2018 in Kitchener, 2016. Well, 2016, both the Gators teams won. The Legends team and the ISC team both picked up titles. That was a special moment for Jack Fireman and Terry Bader and all the guys who had been with those 90s teams, and then a joint victory party. And Thomas Macchia well remembered the 90s teams, but was also part of that 2016 team. Got to play with his son, David Dante Marakatia. Of course, Riley Makia, Thomas's son as well. That is lifted out of play, and Logan is wishing he had that one back. Frank Kimlinger on deck right in front of me. Mata shakes the arm. And that one misses upstairs to Logan Boom. Still old school signals for the Drillers. You see a number of the teams, the Bear Creek teams, the Chiefs, all using various types of pitch comm devices. Chases the drop ball down out of the zone. 2 straight strikeouts. Make it 4 in a row, actually, for Huemo Mata right now. Going back to the middle of the second inning here with 2 down in the third. Six now on the night. And Frank Kimlinger. Try to break this streak that Huemo Mata is on. There's the changeup, kept it down. Kimlinger taking all the way. Not much you're going to do with that pitch unless you can. You might get the foot forward, keep the hands back, and that's a tough pitch to drive because it's below the knees or just at the knees. Pours this one in for a strike. Quickly ahead of Kimlinger, 0-2. One and two. Mata pretty consistent, around 80, 81 right now with the drop ball. The rise ball will be a little bit slower, just the nature of the pitch. Just off the outside corner. Tried to nibble a little bit on that one. And couldn't get Kimlinger to chase. Starting to narrow the field down on Tuesday with the bottom half of, well, part of the bottom, no, sorry, I'm getting confused. It's the top half of the bracket today. Little one hopper, two hopper out to Thomas Anoka. He'll turn and step on the bag. Kimlinger retired. 3 up, 3 down. Again go the Kegel Black Knights in the top of the third inning. We'll go to the home half. Coming back up for the Drillers, it'll be Teo Migliavaca, Wayne Milheim, and Riley Makia.
Let's talk about a local one-stop shop. Live Well for Life is just that, a fitness, nutrition, and therapy facility all under one roof. Located at 3878 Wellington Street in Mitchell, Ontario, you can get so much done in just one visit. A full complement of staff on hand include chiropractic, massage, and personal training to get you back to your healthy self. Find them on the web at livewellforlifeinc.com or give
Live Well for Life, a proud sponsor of the broadcast program.
The bottom of the third.
Well, there's an overhead shot, and just give you an idea of the scale of the facility here at Bear Creek. The front diamond closest to the parking lot, that's actually B2, as we're calling it here. We're on that back diamond, the left side of your screen. That is the main diamond, been designated the main diamond for JDT First Energy, Veterans Memorial Fields here. Luciano Lafrano obviously had the drone out today. A couple of early games where we've just got a single camera. And want to thank Jim Flanagan and Peter Labardius for stepping in today. Hope you enjoyed both of those fine gentlemen. We had our ISC committee meeting today, the board of directors meeting. Tune into the next game and we will tell you about who was elected for the Hall of Fame induction ceremony in 2027. Talked about a lot of things today. Not a lot of motions passed from that perspective. There's the change up to Migliavaca from Pierce. The other game that's ongoing right now, Kingston Axemen. They're up 2-1 in the fourth on the Pennsylvania Storm. Oh, Migliavaca just missed that, fouled that back to the screen. In a dandy of a ball game right before this one, STK Fastball rallied to knock off fellow British Columbia team, the Prince George River Kings. Earlier, JDT First Energy knocked out the Oswegan Redmen. 8-1 final there. Georgian Bay, extra innings, 6-4 winners over the Saskatoon Jacks. That was a real good ball game at 11 this morning. The Axemen earlier today knocked the Walton Brewers down. Hard shot out to right. You see Frank Kimlinger track that one down out in right field. The 9 a.m. games, Pennsylvania Storm, that's how they got to the game they're in. They were 3-2 winners over Team 518. And the Axemen, 8-1 winners over those Walton Brewers that we mentioned. Milheim gets under this one and way up in center field. Logan Boom will come across that. So a pair of fly balls opening up the bottom of the third inning. We're going to bring up Riley Macchia. Walked, got as far as second in the first inning. Coming up after this one, it'll be the Hill United Chiefs taking on JB Fast Pitch. JB, the biggest come-from-behind win here this week so far. They were down 8-1 on opening day to the Townsend Tide. Made it 8-2 to avoid the run rule defeat in the fifth. And then in the seventh, rallied and with a two-run home run, won it 10-8 on a walk-off, believe it or not. Rallied from a 7-run deficit. Quite the story for JB. Want to say hello to Jerry Betts and family. They are out in the cabin, out in the woods of Wisconsin. The Betts grandkids, Henry, Brody, Rowan, out in Hayward, Wisconsin. Glad you guys are with us tonight. Hope everybody is well. Enjoying the roasted marshmallows on the fire, maybe. Riley Macchia. Well, he's on the Peg Power Hitters list that was coming into the tournament. Jerome Remeke, Alan Pecker, Viavaza. We'll see them tonight. Leo Munoz with JDT. But of course, the purpose of that, get people talking. Is it definitive? Maybe, maybe not. But that's the point, right? This is the great thing about our game is there are so many great players, and yeah, there are a whole bunch of other guys that Luciano could have put on that list, that we could have put on that list, and everybody is having such a competitive go here. This one lifted up high in the air to center field again. Logan Boom will wait for that to come down. And 3 fly balls for Zach Pierce here in the bottom of the third. Another shutdown inning for he and the Kegel Black Knights. We'll go to the fourth. See if Waymo Mata can respond in kind.
Welcome to Monthill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Sponsors, Gray Ridge Bank Club, AEM Church Club, No Frills Lunch and Sausage, Good Home, Bread.
Tom Check, Jeff Lewis, Tyler Damon. We got a good look into the Kegel bench here. They're on the first side. That bench is about 8 feet over to my right through the brick wall of the dugout. Of course, there is a window where we've got that camera set up. There's no audio. Nobody has to worry about any audio being picked up by that camera. Had that question multiple times from multiple players on Saturday when we first debuted those shots. There's one on the window of the Drillers bench as well. There's the Drillers bench. You see the fans down at the end of both dugouts. It's 3 brick walls, or 2 brick walls, and then obviously you've got the screen on the front, but you do need to keep the air moving in those dugouts, and those fans certainly help. First pitch swinging. That might be in no man's land. Oh, a bit of a collision. Oh, my goodness. I really hope that everybody is okay. That did not look good. Zach Shaw colliding with the left fielder, Jordan Solorio. Just got down to last minute, but oh boy, that was a hard landing for Zach Shaw, and he's going to struggle to get back up on his feet. Well, he's got a round of applause, but we've got some folks out to look at Zach. They've got some people on their bench should he need to come out. And look one more time here. This is one of those scary situations where both of them are charging hard for it. It's more of a glancing blow as opposed to a head-on collision. But boy, Zach just looks a little wobbly there right now. Well, he's got a bit of a wry grin on his face. He's laughed it off a little bit there with Waymo Mata, but certainly shaken up for the moment. We're certainly glad that everybody is okay. That we saw how scary that could be a couple of years ago with the JV team. Zach is really laughing it up now, but Waymo Mata just gave him another look back and just asked if he was ready to go. Jeff Lewis at the plate. In all of that, I think it was Jordan Solorio who made the catch. To be honest, I was more concerned about what was going to happen there with Zach Shaw. I think it was Jordan Solorio that made the catch. Jeff Lewis goes after this one. To Hopper out to Yasumi. And he takes the easy flip to first. I didn't play a lot of middle infield. I was mostly a corner infield guy, but I know when you get those two hoppers, those are everything that you could wish for as an infielder. Nice, easy two-bouncer. Tyler Damon down on strikes to end the first. Matias Echeverres again up in the left field bullpen, just out of your frame there, just past that collection of guys on the right edge. Oh, high hop out at short to Shaw. No worse for wear on the play at the end of the inning. Able to get the ball over in time to Thomas Anoka. 1-2-3 inning from Hoimo Mata, responding to the 1-2-3 inning. The previous half from Zach Pierce. Up and down we go, up and down we go. We'll go to bottom of the fourth. Drillers still out in front by 1.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
There you see Tommy Anoka, Jordan Solorio, and Juan Zera. New Zealand, Mexico, and Argentina. Just some of the world powers in men's fast pitch. Boy, Mexico's got a bright future with guys like Carlos Parra coming along, Jordan Solorio, David Diaz, Alex Del Valle. There was a long list of guys that I was very impressed with down at that U23 tournament in Colombia. Future definitely looks bright. New Zealand had a good squad down in Mexico, or down in Colombia as well. They dropped the bronze medal game to Mexico, but they've got a strong left-hander in Liam Potts. Liam is here this week with the Bear Creek Express squad. Ty Sebastian right now getting the ball for the Express. I know we're going to see Liam before the end of the tournament. That one misses downstairs. Pulled foul, and boy, somebody had to run like hell to get out of the way of that one down in the dugout. Not sure who was scrambling like that. It was back to the post, and then might have been Gennaro Correa. This one fouled off on the left or the right side this time, but he pulled it down. It was basically right in the dugout door for the Drillers down at the far end. Pierce shakes one, gets a sign that he likes. And Anoka hits the bottom of it rather than the back. And a fly ball out to left field. It's Tom Check pulled that one down. Jordan Solorio. Flied out to right, ending the first. Pierce with a little walk around. Back to the board. And that's right back up the middle. Jordan Solorio aboard with a base hit. What real nice guys, young players in the game. Always pleasant. Will come over and come out of his way to say hello, but he's going to give way to a pinch runner here. And that is Gennaro Correa. Yeah, and that was Correa who was scampering out of the way of that ball down at the doorway earlier, too. So with one out, Juan Zera to the dish. Out to second, Lewis to short for one, back to first, safe at the bag. Good turn by Sam Neiman. Diaz had the textbook sacrifice bunt in the second. Will be swinging away here in the fourth. The throw one-hopped by Booley. It was close. We'll take a look again on the replay. Laura McMillan over at second with the call. There's the skip, and the hand just getting to the bag, the tag up on the shoulder. You saw the reaction from Mike Lewis. So Diaz an opportunity to drive in a run. Big cut here and misses. And that just called strike three, actually. So Diaz can't pull the trigger. That was Correa on the two-out replacement rule. Because he's in the game for Solorio, he's the last available batter. Even though he was pinch running, he hasn't been withdrawn from the game, so he ran for Zera there. Zera does get credit for the stolen base, but now everybody will get re-entered, and that will be the ball game for Gennaro Carrera. He can go have a seat for the night.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Matiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Patent Excavating, Technology Home Hardware, Great Lakes Building Supply from Dutton Rona, Melbourne Region, Simple Water, Full Line John Deere.
Tyler Booley at the dish. Grounded out to Thomas Anoka leading off the second inning. And it's going to go down to third this time, but no luck down there either. Wayne Milheim up with the ball. Little flare, and Yasumi will come down with that one. So 2 quick pitches and 2 quick outs here in the top of the fifth. Booley and Neiman. And that will bring up Mike Lewis. Now if you're Huemo Mata, throw a strike here. See if you can have a 3-pitch inning. Well, it's a strike, and Lewis thinking about dropping down a bunt, but we won't get one of those immaculate innings. Had a great conversation with Mike the other day just about how Kegel's season had been progressing. And he's aboard with a base hit as he punches this one through the right side. First base runner for Kegel since Jeff Lewis singled with 2 out in the first. The Lewis brothers, all the offense right now for the Kegel Black Knights, and they haven't had a runner get past first so far. You hear the cheers from the Kegel dugout, much better this time. BJ chased downstairs. Was down on strikes in his last at-bat against Huemo Mata. That was leading off the third. And again lays off the drop, and he's worked himself into a good hitter's count here. Thomas Anoka just in to have a quick chat with his pitcher. Boy, Thomas is in just great shape. I've mentioned to him how good he looks physically, and he said it was time. Not that he was ever not in shape, but he's trimmed, I gotta say, at least 20 pounds. Probably put some on in muscle mass. 2-0 pitch from Mata. Yeah, just high at the top of the zone for a strike. Just looking across to the other diamond, Kingston Axemen taking a 2-1 lead into the 7th. Golick fouls this one off at the plate. Stay alive at the plate here. Mata good to go. And misses downstairs. Ball 4 to B.J. Gullick. So pair of runners aboard on the single and now a walk. And we'll get to Logan Boom, the 9-batter for the Kegel Black Knights. Juan Serra out to have a discussion with Waymo Mata. Thomas Anoka lingering or lurking on the edge of the circle. And that's going to provoke a response in the Drillers' bullpen, too. Mattia Echeverri heads back out onto the right field bullpen side. Left field, sorry. It's been a long day. John Lewis makes a substitution. B.J. Boom, even though he's wearing Mike Jameson's jersey, that's B.J. Boom, will go run at first. In with a low strike. Waymo Mata jumps ahead of Logan Boone. Like I said, 1 for 3 on the other night against JDT. Scored a run for Kegel in that 7-3 win. And we'll even the count at 1-1 as that one is high and outside from Waymo Mata. Waymo did a great job on Sunday introducing his brother Lucas, the first Argentine player to be inducted into the ISC Hall of Fame. Lucas Mata, just a fabulous career. County Materials, Pennsylvania Power, SoCal Bombers. This one is lifted up in the air on the left side, over into foul territory, but making the grab is Jordan Solorio near the fence and then checks up short of it. Kegel stand 2 in the 5th. That's been their best look at the game tonight. First time getting a runner past first base. Waymo Mata equal to the task. Still hanging on to that 1-0 lead. Boy, hits are at a premium tonight here on Softball Premier TV and the ISC Network. It's the 2026 ISC World Tournament.
Let's talk about a local one-stop shop. Live Well for Life is just that, a fitness, nutrition, and therapy facility all under one roof. Located at 3878 Wellington Street in Mitchell, Ontario, you can get so much done in just one visit. A full complement of staff on hand include chiropractic, massage, and personal training to get you back to your healthy self. Find them on the web at livewellforlifeinc.com or give
Live Well for Life, a proud sponsor of the broadcast program.
One of the American scholars waiting in the shortstop, number 9, Zach Shaw.
Zach Shaw, the 9-batter for the Drillers, was involved in that scary collision earlier in the game. Little 3-4 hopper out to Mike Lewis at second to flip to Jeff for the first out of the inning. Shaw, you might have heard him just, the big sigh on that easy tap out. Good to see. No worse for wear, Zach Shaw, after that glancing collision with Jordan Solorio. Top of the shop, Kotaro Yasumi. Strike on the running bunt attempt. It's another one of those guys where that ball hits the ground twice, you probably don't get him at first. Took something off that one and froze Yasumi on the changeup. Straight up. Might have a shot at it over near the fence, but nope, that's going to clank off the roof of the dugout. Tyler Damon over for a look. Pierce waiting on the board for the sign and for Yasumi to get set. Chops at it, but fouls it straight down. Bottom of the fifth here in this one. Coming up immediately thereafter, Hill United Chiefs and JB starters Marco Diaz, yet to allow a hit in the World Tournament, and Brad Kilpatrick. Diaz, masterful when we last saw the Chiefs against the Georgian Bay Giants. That was a whale of a ball game. Taiga Onishi from the Giants and Diaz going toe-to-toe. Diaz, too much for the Giants and their bats. But I know, and I heard about it afterwards, there was respect earned and respect given by the Chiefs to the Giants. Neiman over at short, dives to keep it in the infield, but no chance to get Kotaro Yasumi an infield base hit. That was a great play by Sam Neiman just to go get that one. He's going to go 10 feet to his left and then dive. But that's how quick Yasumi is. He's already by the bag. So the guy who normally hits leadoff for the Drillers, Teo Migliavaca, moved down to the 2 spot. It's like the 1993 Blue Jays when they brought in Ricky Henderson. They just dropped him right in the leadoff spot and moved everybody else down one. Devon White, Robbie Alomar, etc. Migliavaca on a line out to left field, just over the head of Tom Check. Here comes Yasumi. He's going to score. Migliavaca, big turn around second, a big clap of the hands. And he's excited as he's doubled the lead here for the Northeast Drillers in the bottom of the fifth. Just out of the reach of Check. Maybe off the top of the glove, not sure, but a valiant effort. You see Yasumi scoring easily. And the speed at the top of the lineup for the Drillers with some power mixed in from Migliavaca. Now you get to the boppers with Blaine Milheim and Riley Macchia. First pitch from Milheim out to right. Migliavaca is tagging, bluffs. And boy, that's a good arm out there from Frank Himlinger. That was on a line. No chance to move there. Two down. Riley Macchia walked in the first, flied out to center field in the third. Migliavacca gets a big lead off the bag and then slowly ambles back as Michael Lewis walks over that way to cover. There's a good look at Riley Macchia. In tight. Just about that time of night, where you expect to see the lights come on. I'm sure they will any minute. Just upstairs. Great lights here at the park. When they come on, and when it gets dark here, trust me, it is full dark. There is no light pollution from any city lights around here. In for a strike. We'll run it again for you. Maybe during when we come out of the next break, we'll show you that drone shot again, the view of the park. That's a great shot from Luciano. Can't wait to see that one again. Did that this morning. A big cut from Macchia, but underneath it and fouls it back out of play. Pierce looking in for the sign with Booley. Migliavacca peering in as well from second. Hit hard but foul, and Matty Flanagan was a little two-step to get out of the way of that one down the left side. Matty up against the fence just past the dugout. There's a good look into the Drillers' dugout. Somebody looked very serious in there. Scowl. Pierce. Upstairs, ball 4 to Macchia. Had a base open, and there's no point in laying anything in for Riley Macchia to go to town on. But what you do is you put 2 runners aboard for Thomas Anoka. Booley will go out to have a conversation with Pierce. The infield will converge. There's the Knights dugout. A look of concern. It's Jim Harms, I think, right up by the door. Lucas Galarza, the other pitcher on the roster for Kegel Black Knights. This one down and in, and Thomas puts up the stop sign. But there's no action down in the bullpen. I just saw Galarza. He's down by the door. And again, missing down low. Pierce struggling to find the zone a little bit here at the moment. Kingston Axemen, 3-1 winners over the Pennsylvania Storm. The Axemen stay alive in the ISC World Tournament. Way up in the air on the infield. And over in foul territory, making the grab is Jeff Lewis. The Kegel Black Knights. The Drillers score 1. They increase the lead to 2. We're going to go to 6th inning. Early, getting late for the Kegel Black Knights. Need to bunch some hits together here if they can do that against Huemo Mata.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data, and they know it. With Armitage technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
There's that overhead shot of JDT First Energy Veterans Memorial Fields. The eponymous Bear Creek Express gas station is off in the top center of your shot. That main pavilion just on the right field as you come in from the parking lot on the right side includes a meeting room on the back, lots of space there. Great concessions down by the pond. Out in front of that, that's where the food trucks are. You can see them lined up there as we make our way into this park. Well, it's now the backside. You can see the VIP area, the viewing deck. Just a tremendous purpose-built facility that they've done here on Chippewa of the Thames First Nation territory. About 265 feet to the 12-foot fences across the outfield. This facility is for men's fast pitch. It's not a slow pitch facility like a lot of places where we've got to put up temporary fences. None of that here. And getting a ball out of here, when you hit a home run, you've definitely earned it. There are no cheap shots here this week. We've seen some big ones, too.
Oh, Frankie.
Mata looking down the right field line. I think maybe a bit distracted by the fact that the Knights have got Lucas Galarza. He was up throwing briefly, and maybe a ball got away from somebody down there. Not quite sure, but they do have activity now in the bullpen to the Kegel Black Knights. Just out of your frame there on the left. Well, you can just see the spotter with his glove. Strike on the outside corner. Kimlinger. Strikeout victim in the first, and then ground out to Thomas Anoka in the third. Mata didn't pick up a strikeout at all in the last 2 innings. Fly ball and a lot of ground balls. 6 on the night, but he got all of them in the first 3. That one is going to get fouled out of play. Kimlinger went down and got it, but he fouled it right back out of play. Kimlinger, Tom Check, Jeff Lewis. Black Knights' third look at Huemo Mata. And again, fouling it off, but just unable to square one up. Kegel Just the 2 base hits on the night. One by Jeff Lewis, one by Mike Lewis. Now, Mike Lewis and Huevo Mata, they're both assistant coaches at Virginia Tech University, the softball program there. So there's some bragging rights right now that are in favor of Mike Lewis, although Huevo Mata did strike him out in the second, so maybe that's a tie right now. Kimlinger right back up the middle for the 3rd base hit of the game for the Kegel Black Knights, a solid single here in the top of the 6th.
Now batting, we have fielder number 2, Tom Check.
Right back over the bag. Doesn't get any more up the middle than that. Laura McMillan just making sure that ball that came in is without dents or anything else. Glad to see her checking on that.
Come on, checker!
Tom Check at the plate. Ground out, fly out. Has made contact. Just needs to find a spot where somebody isn't.
All over, Tom, you got a boy. Saying yes.
Hill United Chiefs looks like they've won the home toss. And they are the coin toss, rather. They are the home team. They'll be on the 3rd base side. I saw somebody from JB come through earlier. I really like their new yellow uniforms. They fade into a light gray down near the bottom. They've got the JB logo. It's not embossed, but it's an imprint on the jersey. They look real sharp. Plenty of contenders for best dressed here this week.
You and Jeffy Lou, let's go.
The Can West Thunder, I thought, looked really good.
On to me.
Check, a little high hopper. Turn to flip to 2, and they erase Frank Himlinger. Yasumi going the short way to Zach Shaw.
So first baseman number 1, Jeff Lewis.
So Check aboard on the fielder's choice. This is the guy you want at the plate if you are the Kegel Black Knights, Jeff Lewis. It's a line shot, but just foul down the left side. Blaine Milheim was side the line if you are a Kegel Black Knights fan. The imposing figure of Randy McLam has joined us here in the booth. Randy was a great guest last night, and I'm assuming you've come with a bit of a purpose here. No,
just passing by. I had nothing better to do.
You had so much fun, you couldn't wait to get back?
Had fun last night.
That's great. No, I did as well. Thank you for that. And I guess if you're going to sit and watch your umpires and see how they're doing, you might as well make some good time out of it.
This is a good spot to do it from.
Well, Jeff Lewis at the plate. Runner out at first and Tom Check. This one is lifted high in the air. Short center. Pointing to it is Yasumi. And coming on to make the grab is Teo Migliavaca. He's got lots of speed and covers a lot of ground out there in center field. Tyler Damon, strikeout victim in the first, and then out to shortstop, Zach Shaw, making a fine play. That was after that collision, too. A little worried about Zach on that, but recovered nicely and made a nice play to end the inning there in the fourth. Mata and Zara, maybe not on the same page. And David Lee is going to go out and chat with Juan Zara and have a talk with everybody else. Now, with him bringing David Lee out there, Randy, I'm assuming that they're talking some kind of signals, because I'm wondering if Zara just got crossed up.
More than likely. And they probably already used a defensive conference this inning. So, in that case, if they don't take the umpire with them, it's going to be a ball on the batter.
Always want to make sure everybody is on the same page. Check, still the runner out at first. Tyler Damon at the plate. Arm waggle for Wimomata. In for a strike, down low.
Right at the knees.
Kegel just really haven't been able to move the ball very much at all against Wimomata tonight. That one misses down low. Had a pair of runners aboard in the fifth. That was the first time they got a guy to second base. Kimlinger, the leadoff single, erased at second on the force. The fly ball by Jeff Lewis. Tyler Damon trying to extend the inning here for Kegel, fouls this one into the screen.
You know, and Kegel's one of those, not a high dollar team, but just gritty. They got a couple set of brothers on it, father. You know, it's one of the last of a dying breed.
Yeah, family-oriented team, and we talked about the Lewis family, what they do for this team a little bit earlier, and they keep this team going. Again, Tyler Damon doing a good job to foul that off. That was the changeup, too, from Wimomata. The foot was down, but he was able to keep the hands back and just fight that off. Good battle here between Damon and Mata. Out to Milheim, over and across for the final out of the inning. Wayne Milheim, sure-handed as always, at third base for the Drillers. Kegel Black Knights down to their final 3 outs when we go to the top of the 7th, but we've got business to do in the bottom of the 6th first. Northeast Drillers will try to add to this 2-0 lead. They've been nursing this one along the whole way. They got anything more left? We'll find out.
A metal roof lasts a lifetime. Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles. Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere in Southern Ontario. Because when you trust Metal Roof Outlet with your roof replacement, it may be the last time you ever replace your roof.
Well, let's go on a little flight, shall we, through the JDT First Energy Veterans Memorial Fields. There's the entrance as we fly you in the front door into the fields. You've got the security check. Make your way down the path. There is the main pavilion over on your right. Field 2, even though it's the front diamond, Field 2, there's the camera stand. Flags of some of the various players that are here. 6 continents represented. And then we'll make our way out the back. Up in there, there's the food trucks down on the right side. They're not inflated just at the moment. There's a bunch of bouncy castles there for the kids. Another camera stand on the third base side, and there's a little tour for you of the JDT First Energy Veterans Memorial Fields. We've got a pitching change here. It's Lucas Galarza is on for the Kegel Black Knights. He'll work the bottom of the 6th to we got coming up here for the Drillers. Solorio, Zara, and David Diaz. So 6, 7, and 8 for the Northeast Drillers. Solorio singled in the 4th and then was forced out at second base. In for strike one. Good pitch here from Lucas Galarza. First time I saw him was just the other night. Threw the ball really well up in Ashland and at the U.S. Nationals. In Ashland, he was not with the Knights. He was with somebody else. It might have been Midland Explorers, but threw the ball very well there. Came on in relief and was very effective on Sunday. And this is Preston Sherman pitch hitting for Solorio. So I wonder if something's up with Solorio. They pinch ran for him. Maybe just something a little bit off. This one is shot down the right side out of play. Of course, Preston, the hero in last year's ISC 2 championship game with the Midland Explorers. A walk-off home run. Bottom of the 9th inning, if memory serves. And this is downstairs, and Jeff Lewis will come get that.
Good looking.
Foul again on the right side.
You know, a lot of these players have made their way into college sports in the United States, and has brought a wealth of knowledge, especially some of the pitchers when they doing batting practice with the teams. They see a whole different pitching perspective.
Was mentioning earlier, Mike Lewis and Huemo Mata are both assistant coaches at Virginia Tech. Thanks, David Leitch, for that little bit of info. And yeah, you're absolutely right. There's a plethora of guys that are
you got Travis Wilson down at Florida State. Of course, Michael White at Texas.
Well, Brad Kilpatrick. Well, yeah, Texas. Brad Kilpatrick, who we're going to see in the next game. He's up in Washington now. Sean Rychik was at Boston for a number of years.
He left Boston and he went to NC State for a while. Actually won a ACC championship his first year there.
It's a pretty good guy to learn hitting from.
One of the best.
One zero at the plate. One walked, reached second in the second, and then reached on a fielder's choice. Multi-hopper out to short and off the glove of Sam Neiman, trying to play that off to the side and set himself up for the throw, but it just rolled right up his arm.
And again, we talked about this last night. You just can't make mistakes like that against these teams because they will make you pay.
Yeah. Yeah, that just hopped up over the glove and right up the arm. So an E6 has Juan Zera aboard for the third time tonight. And David Diaz, that one down in the dirt. Diaz and Shaw, 8 and 9 in the order for the Drillers. Opportunity to add a real key insurance run here. You'd much rather have 3 than 2 going into the bottom of the 7th, or the top of the 7th, rather. Or any part of the 7th.
Yeah, it's not like the old days where they made the 1-0 count. Now they want as many runs as they can get because you never know when you're going to get them back.
Well, you never know, right? The old bleep and blast territory can tie game in a hurry.
Uh-oh.
Over to second for 1, back to first, safe at first base, says Ed Otterman. Solid play over there by Tyler Damon. A good, strong feed to Lewis and an opportunity to turn it, but David Diaz runs very well. Zach Shaw, fly out, ground out. Yeah, definitely way past the bag. And a good cut here by Zach Shaw. Is he not involved with the university somewhere too?
I believe he is. I'm not sure which one, but I believe he is. And he's also a member of the U.S. national team. He's helped revitalize the American program. Done very well.
Yeah, we talked about the American program the other night with Marco Diaz and Cody Gibbons and some of the other younger players mixed in with the veterans that they've got. They've had some turnover, obviously. I think Mullins is retiring. Cam Schiller is out. There'll be some turnover, but with the Ducharmes and some of the others, they've got a real bright future with the U.S. program. Mexico has got a strong program coming already. They won the WBSC Americas qualifier earlier this year.
Uh-oh.
That one is poked out to the gap in right center. That's going to go off the fence. Zach Shaw will pull out the handbrake at second, but coming around to score that all-important insurance run is David Diaz. And the bottom of the order comes through here for the Drillers to make it 3-0.
And that would have been a home run in the complexes we played in the last couple of years, but this is a big field here.
Yeah.
And a high fence.
Yeah, we talked about that. That probably hit 8-9 feet up the fence. Definitely would have been out on a 250-foot temporary fence situation. But it's an RBI double here, and I think Zach Shaw will be happy with that third run for his Drillers. All of this too, Randy, with 2 out. And now we're back to the top of the shop for Kotaro Yasumi. He singled and scored in the 5th. Lifted up to short left. Shaw on the run. And oh, what a diving grab out there. A spectacular catch.
Wow.
Out in left field by Tom Check. He comes a mile and a half out of nowhere to make that catch. Watch this one again. This looks to me like it's going to be in no man's land. Check, eye on it all the way, full extension dive, and that's going to give his team a chance here as we'll go to the top of the 7th. The Drillers at an important one. They've got a 3-0 lead.
Catcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Leading off the top of the seventh, Kegel.
I don't think he gave him any changes.
Tyler Bowie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Well, to the top of the seventh we go. Last call for the Kegel Black Knights. Wemomata looking to pick up a complete game for the Drillers. Tyler Booley, Sam Neiman, and Mike Lewis. 5, 6, 7 in the Kegel Black Knights order. Preston Sherman stays in left field, so something, I think, maybe up with Jordan Solorio. In for strike one. And that's the first time we've heard the grunt from Wemomata. Usually means the velocity is going to go up a bit.
He's got something to pitch for. He's got 3 runs on his back, and he's going to take it to the house. But he's also got 3 tough customers coming up.
Yeah, no easy outs here. Tyler Booley. Ground out to first and a ground out to third. He's tried both sides of the diamond. Maybe try something up the middle.
Well, he's one that can definitely hit it over this fence.
Takes a called strike. Booley, 1 and 2. Gets into this one, right field. Off the top of the fence, Booley will motor up to second with a double, and the Kegel Knights get what they needed here. Randy, you almost got that one right. He was within a foot of getting that out of here on a line. Watch the replay here. 270 feet. He gave it a ride, and yeah, within about 2-3 feet of the top of the fence.
Well, when you told me he had gotten out twice previously, I knew he was due.
Here's Ron Hackett out to have a conversation with his starting pitcher. Everybody else is gathered around to listen in.
And at this point, he's just letting them know this runner on second means nothing. He wants to keep this thing in control.
Yeah, the only thing that matters is pride on the shutout. You're
Yes.
looking for the 3 outs. But you called it, Randy. You said that these Kegel Black Knights were not going to go quietly. 3 quality batters coming up. Sam Neiman, caught looking in the second, then popped up in the 5th. Ground ball here, and that's going to get up the middle. Booley gets a stop sign, so back-to-back base hits, and guess what? The tying run is at the plate.
And Mike Lewis is a very tough out.
Well, through the 5th, he had one of the only 2 hits in the game for the Kegel Black Knights. He and Jeff had the only 2 base hits. Kimlinger joined the party in the 6th, but now back-to-back base hits by Booley and Neiman here in the 7th, and runners on the corners, and a quality batter at the dish for the Kegel Black Knights. First pitch, and that is going to get out of play down the right side. Matias Echeverres is up again in the bullpen for the Drillers. He's thrown 3/4 of a game down there for the Drillers.
Well, the Kegel dugout's getting a little fired up, making some noise now. They're trying to get the rally hats on.
And everybody on the Drillers side is up at the fence or in the door as well. Everybody knows what's at stake here. You want to stay in the winner's side as long as you can. A good pitch there from Waymo Mata to get Mike Lewis to chase. It really becomes a grind down at the sharp end of the tournament if you're in the loser bracket.
You're going to wind up playing double the games most times. And that's some wear and tear on the bodies.
This is outside.
Yes, you, Mikey. Yes, you. Hey, Mikey Lou. Oh, Mikey Lou.
And chases the drop ball again downstairs. You got him up high with one and then got him to chase down into the dirt. Boy, you really want to pick one out there. Here's John Lewis over to make.
Putting in B.J. Gullett.
No, BJ's been the DP all game.
He must have just been verifying he had re-entered somebody because it was a quick conversation with the umpire.
They may have pinch ran for, yes, they did, as a matter of fact. They pinch ran for BJ in the 5th. So verifying that they re-entered. Good call. Good cut by BJ, comes up empty though. Worked a walk in the 5th, but down on strikes in the 3rd. Mata hasn't had a strikeout since the 3rd. Mentioned that earlier, and it still has just been a collection of fly balls and ground balls. Here's another one on the ground. No tag there, and a run in. Ed Otterman, relax, fellas. I called him safe on the tag attempt, but he's out at first. Kegel got a little upset.
Well, he made a little bit of a strange signal, and they took it as an out. So he was just letting them know that, no, I've got him safe.
Teo Migliovaca is wondering, did he go off the baseline? And that's what Ron Hackett is out to ask about here. I mean, he's already mostly past Yasumi by the time Yasumi even gets the ball. So, I mean, he may have been a step off the line, but nothing more than that, at least from that look at it. Now, your group only ever gets to see it once.
Right. And on that play, I didn't see anything that stuck out that he was out of the base path. And there we go.
They got together. They made they verified the call. And, I mean, he is past him before the ball's in the glove. Again, maybe a step, but if Yasumi's right in the base path, you know, is that not, I guess it's the runner's responsibility to not interfere with the fielder there.
Exactly.
So he's got to move around him regardless. That's his obligation.
But he was fast enough that he literally was going by him before he got the chance to tag him.
So out of all of that, Tyler Booley scored. It's 3-1 now for the Drillers. Neiman is at second. One out. Sorry, make that 2. And Logan Boom trying to keep this alive here for Kegel. up high. Tried to take something off of it and tried to get Logan Boom to chase, but no such luck. Again, we'll go out and re-verify the signals.
Well, he's dug himself a little bit of a hole here. I think it's 3-0.
We've got 2-1 on the screen
okay.
here. We'll see what David Lee puts up. No, it is 3-0. You're right.
Yeah, the first pitch looked pretty good, but it was called a ball.
Just under the letters for a strike. Mata pours in another strike and make it a full count here. Kegel trying to keep their hopes alive in the winner's bracket final, or the winner's bracket, not the final.
This is the pitch.
Ball 4, outstanding at bat by Logan Boom to trust the instincts, to not chase that pitch down and in, and swing at what was absolutely a ball. Back to the top of the shop, Frank Kimlinger, a solid single up the middle an inning ago. One for 3 on the evening. There's a strike at the knees from Mata. That was the pitch he was trying to throw to Logan Boom and couldn't get it.
Yep.
Back again with the changeup. It's been there all game for Lucas Mata. He's gone to it, I wouldn't say frequently, but he certainly hasn't been saving it here for late in the game. Everybody knows that he's got it. Sarah, a look back, and that one didn't miss by much. Just to ratchet up the tension a little.
Exactly.
Everybody in the park, eyes on this one. This is the only diamond with game action for the rest of the night. Mata, the arm waggle. That one in for a strike. Kimlinger, not so sure. The Knights down to their final strike in this one. Kimlinger trying to keep the hopes alive. Goes after it, swings over the top, and Laura McMillan confirms, but I don't think there was any doubt. Waymo Mata picks up his 8th and final strikeout of the game here in the 7th. An outstanding game here this evening between the Northeast Drillers and the Fargo Kegel Black Knights. The Drillers, they score early, they ride it, get a couple late. Fargo rallies for 1 here in the 7th, which is too much. Waymo Mata tonight, the winning pitcher, a complete game effort for the Northeast Drillers. Randy McLam, thanks for dropping by. We appreciate that. Your insights as always. There you see the totals, 5 hits apiece. Stay with us. We're going to have the Hill United Chiefs coming up against the JB squad from California. Peter Labardis and I will bring that one to you. We'll be back in about 20 minutes here on Softball Premier TV and the ISC Network. We'll hope to see you then.